we are continuing our journey through the Pathless, a game about freeing a world from the Godslayer via archery, puzzles, and bird husbandry. Call that husbandry, or is that just livestock? I don't know. So, just a brief set of introductions. I do record all of my streams, and you can find them along with my other content on my YouTube channel, Zill's Athenaeum. You can also keep up to date with what's going on with me at Zillable, that's Syllable with a Z, just like here on Blue Sky or on Mastodon. I do stream most every Saturday at this time, and we are probably going to do just this last stream of Pathless before we go back to Hades 2. My partner Torres will hopefully be able to join us once again starting next week. And boy, do I have a lot of thoughts about Hades 2 at this point. It's been a fun time getting to know that direction. So an introduction to the Pathless, we are a hunter, which appears to be a sort of a mystic archer. The setting is quasi-Mongolian. I'm not entirely sure if that is explicit, but that is what I get from the design. We have come to this island because the darkness has been swallowing the light on this island of the gods. When we got here, we found a phoenix, the mother eagle, the progenitor of the world, apparently, lying sick and injured, and we made it our purpose to cleanse her, only to have her beset once again by the Godslayer, a priest who has taken his powers to sort of usurp the gods. If you see in the art just below me for the Pathless game cover, there is a floating island that is the eagle's nest, and he is up there right now attempting to become the god himself. So meanwhile, we are trying to cleanse the god children of Mother Eagle and get up there to stop him, bring light back to the world. We have with us a normal-sized eagle, a beautiful bird, who is definitely magical. Oh, is my volume too low? Yes, I can up my mic a little. Is that any better? Ooh, you know, it's possible that the wrong mic is on. Let me just see. Harusakiemon, is that any better? Hello. Is that better? Ooh. Okay, good. Excellent. Alright, sorry about that. Glad to have y'all with us, and let's get to cleansing. See what we can find. For those of you who are joining live, I did this morning do a stream with the Save Ancient Studies Alliance about ancient funeral foods and what it means to leave food for the dead. Now, if you are so inclined to, let's see, there's the thing I wanted. To, find out what that was all about, you are absolutely welcome to go check that out. That will be, I believe, still live on Save Ancient Studies, well, not live, obviously, but still be there for you to watch on their Twitch channel and probably also on their YouTube already. This is a dead beastie. Hello. What is this all about? This is the first non-human remains I can remember seeing. Clearly has been here since before the Godslayer, since it is decorated and set up. It appears to have had several animal sacrifices. So the skull itself, clearly a giant predator. It's got tearing, gnashing teeth, and the eye sockets set forward in the skull. And then we have, who knows what that's going to do. Then we have these bodies, animal bodies around. And it's a little harder to tell because of their size, but I do think they might be intended to be deer. I think they have their eyes. It's kind of hard to tell the orientation from these little skulls. I think they might have them set in the side. They could be set tusks like an elephant, but it looks more like a saber-toothed tiger to me. So I don't know what this is about. But this is a place of prayer. So we're really not going to get more story from this, I don't think. But it does seem like this predator... Why is it expanding this direction? Okay. Let's be off then. That was interesting. So... Did we summon the redness closer to it or something? Oops. Something is happening. These waves of red, but I don't understand what. Ah. Well. That's not good. I guess we're playing this minigame again. Yes, that bird is unrealistically strong. So there's Cernos, our horned, corrupted critter. And our little minigame is to try and get to our bird without him spotting us. We can't move when the light is on us. It's reasonably generous, and I don't think this is the kind of game that you can die in. Yes, not only is the bird super strong, but, like, can you imagine being lifted by your arm like that? Like, that just seems... Yeah, well, video game logic, I guess. Maybe it makes you magically lighter. probably being overly cautious here. It really doesn't seem like it punishes you all that much. I don't particularly wish to get caught by it. It doesn't sound like a good time. Driven it back for now. And now we have to cleanse our magic bird. As I've said before, do not try this trick at home, folks. A real bird will not put up with this, especially not when we're like petting against the feathers. In fact, probably don't even hold a bird this close to your face. Bad idea. Yeah, the cry is a red-tailed hawk, and honestly it looks more like a hawk or a falcon. So, we've driven it back away for now, but where even are we? We're certainly not on that cliff. Hello, deer. There are lots of deer here in Cernos' country. We're back in Red Waves territory. Oh, I guess we shouldn't. One thing about this Pathless game is that I do not actually know where I'm supposed to go. It is, in that sense, properly pathless. Hey, this looks promising. And we do have some evidence to suggest that the pathlessness referred to is actually about having no dogmatic religion. Since, it just came to us. Yep, okay. I guess that's that. The red waves are heavy here. But we are inside a shrine to Cernos, it looks like. Got all of these figures of Cernos scattered around. Enjoying the commentary there on what exactly makes something pathless. But I don't know, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do down here. I wonder if... wonder if I sort of preempted what that shrine was marking. Of course, there could be something on the roof, but I don't have the chops to get up it just now. Oh. So, these are not marks of Cernos. These are statues of, what do they call it? Saurus? So, that might indicate that we can now move on from Cernos's forest to Saurus's realm. That seems strange, but I mean, it seems strange because I don't believe we've really finished cleansing Cernos in any particular way. It's expanding again. It's chasing us. I think we've got it. We gotta do this again. Bad guys are not dinosaurs. The bad guy is a human. He's just corrupted these animalistic gods. Cernos is a deer-headed god, as you can kind of tell from its form there. It's got those antlers and all the statues, and its name, Cernos. Much like Cernunos. It seems that all the gods are animalistic gods with human form, much like Egyptian beast-headed gods. And that they all have this characteristic hole in their chest, which I think is very interesting. I have not yet figured out what the symbolism of that is. It seems pretty unusual. I've never seen it in real-life statuary, much less ideas about what actual gods might have looked like. Cleanse the birdie. Yeah, you know, I've been calling the mother goddess, what they call her is Mother Eagle, but I mean, really, she resembles Phoenix more than anything, and I do believe that this is kind of her. Yet literally heartless in a way. And that's strange. Partially because they are depicted as nature gods and benevolent, and partially just because why would you depict gods that way? Not only why would you depict gods that way, but why would the gods be that way? Because we've seen... Oh, didn't even notice the river there. But we've seen some of them. Oh, that was a rabbit? Seen a rabbit here before. Really only deer. Well, that's something new as well. Let's see what we can see over there. Ha! I found a path and I'm gonna follow it. Oh, have I been here before? It's kind of hard to keep track. Oh yes, I think I have been here before. So we've got these images of Cernos. So here you can see what I'm talking about, where they always depict this hole in the chest, but that's for all the gods. I think that's how I got up to this plateau. And I think I've already done this whole area. It's so hard to tell without a map. Oh yeah, I've definitely done this. So let's see what we can see with our third eye. Really not much. Oh, there's an uncleansed tower that way. Well, that we definitely would like to do. That was odd. I think that might have been a glitch, because clearly I've already been here, because this is the kind of plinth that stores the symbols that I try to collect. This tower I have yet to climb. And by climb, I mean ride this fun rope contraption. It's very clever, really. Ah, we can see it feeding corruption into the midst. And so what I do here is return an icon of Cernos, assume it's a return, to return the tower to shining light instead of darkness. Ah! Apparently doing that 3 times was sufficient. Something. Now what? I wonder if I have to shoot it. No, okay, so this is the mother eagle, or the phoenix, talking to us, so we have to deliberately go into the red this time. And somehow cleanse Cernos, sorry. Cernos is a real-world Celtic deity. What exactly we're doing here, I don't know, but I assume we need to catch up with him. Eyes out. but... Close enough we can target Cernos. Leading us in sort of a circle. What's that? That looks like the obelisk's light. It's not leading us in a circle. It's just that big. Ow. The main thing those fires do is knock us off track. That will make the fight take longer. So. Ow. That one I ran into all on my own. A lot of buttons I have to press to keep doing this. Huh. So that central orb there looked much like it was in the same position that the hole is on the deity statues. Was it Mother Goddess? Let's see what happens now that it's been struck by an eagle. Doing that thing where I lean my body as if that's gonna help. Ack! Done the same thing again. Now what? Ah. Now we play the Zelda game of shooting its own projectiles back at it. Oh, what hit me? This mystical gesture, same as we've cleansed the towers, to cleanse the god itself, and turn it from fiery darkness into water, apparently. I wasn't necessarily expecting water when I started that sentence. But there's Cernos. Loves its mommy. Cernos is a nature deity. Oh, and it apparently is giving us a special arrow with a symbol like its tail, looks like. We shoot it up there, I guess? Ah, to cleanse the sky. It does appear to get rid of tough stains. I mean, look what it did for the sky. So the land here that seemed shrouded in night is now in daylight. The land is fertile once more. Oh, we've got to go on to Saurus's domain yet. Alright. Spirit meter is now longer. That's lovely. The spirit meter is what allows me to sprint. And that gives me airtime. So where were those? Aha. Right there. we come to the second area. So you can see alright, so we're coming to some more architecture. We've got the monolith statues, now with heads of Saurus, the same hole in the chest we see everywhere. They're the humaniform statues in that classic early Greek and Egyptian pose, the kouros with one foot forward, the arms the hands fisted by the sides, and again with the Saurus head and the hole in the chest. So two very different kinds of stonework, the solo carved monoliths and the brickwork of the newer looking stuff. And now we are in a redwood steppe. This is where we will find our lizard friend. Check out this sculpture. Alright, so this is an interesting way of representing scales, don't you think? So we've got a hatchwork with circular markings in the middle to represent the scales of the lizard god. The head is monolithically carved. There's no seams, there's no join work here. But and the ridges likewise, but the back, the flesh itself, as it were, the place where we'd expect to see an overlapping scale pattern, as we have seen in some of the windows, right? There's this crosshatch pattern, which is fascinating. So, what does our third sight tell us? We've got 3 evil towers, as is to be expected. We've got, ooh, fog. Roaring of the corrupted god, presumably. We can't even see it for the fog, basically. Sauro. Sauro. I've been pronouncing it wrong. Gosh, the corrupted form looks almost like a giraffe. Or a dinosaur. Sauros, once again, just meaning lizard in Greek, so... probably not. I mean, who knows? Who knows what the game designers were deciding, whether it was meant to be dinosaur or lizard. Now, I'm hoping that we'll actually see some lizards. The way that we see the deer for Cernos. Oh, they're wolves? Is that a wolf? Certainly not what I expected. So there are deer. And run away from me, I want to know what you are. We have no idea what Sauro is the god of. Is that a boar? Could be a boar. It's kind of hard to tell. Stop running away from me. I want to look at you. I promise I only shoot these weird floating eye things. Oh. Uh-oh. Got too close to the god while I was trying to chase a wildlife. I don't know if we'll be able to get away, or if we'll have to play the minigame. Friend? There are lots lots of these elaborate Sauro heads. Oh, here we are. Got too close to the fire. It's a different style of environment. There he is. All his lizard-like glory. His patterns yet. Probably not too different from what we're doing. Look at this temple structure. This colonnade. The broken pavilion there hanging in the air. That's very interesting. As if time has stopped mid-destruction inside this bubble. While we're here, let's take a look. So we've got these god statues, the same construction, more or less, that we had elsewhere, but with the three-eye burning mask of the God Slayer over what appears to have been Sauro once upon a time. Which you really could only tell on that last one that it used to have. Wow, oh, wow, look. There are human skeletons mid-toss stuck in here. That is absolutely fascinating. Bird purification ritual. That's something I can talk about. A lot of ancient cultures believe in a sort of miasma effect. That's the Greek word for it. But like contamination and cleansing that and a lot of times it can be absorbed by something. Okay, so wait, was there something to see here? No, that was just the... So this is an interesting curved kind of construction. Now in Cernos' area, we tended to see straight lines. But here, this whole structure is built around a curve. Very sinuous, back and forth, like a lizard's tail, perhaps, or a lizard's motion. So this looks like it's going to be some kind of shrine to Sauro with... Ah, yes. We have another puzzle. Oh, hey, look, some birds. And unfortunately, some very tragic human remains. So we have a fire lighting puzzle. got here. None of these folks are the kinds of priests who left... Oh, dragonflies, hello. Who left spirit messages for us. We have these monumental jars, which are unusual in their size. We have... Oh, look at this hat that one of them is wearing. It's a very different style than we have seen before. In the last area, we saw the round casa hats that you see in Japan. These are more tinted. I'm not super sure where in the world they are used. I know it's... I'm pretty sure it is also an East Asian style, but it is not the same as the ones in the last area. Let's see. These poor people. So... yeah, so here's the sort of the fish scale pattern windows I was talking about. These gratings that look like fish scales. We're wanting to light that torch up there. But also those two torches down here. Going to need to get a little higher. Oh, and hello. A weight for us to use. And all of the things that we have used in various places to get to and through things. How very interesting. There's a lot going on in this place. See what that opened for us. The ivy has grown here. I'd say very quickly, but it's likely that this has been growing for a long time given the nature of the architecture here. Got a button. It's always good to press the button. Oh! Got a rotating torch. Fascinating. Okay, so this is one of those arrow benders that will reflect it like a mirror. So if I shoot here, it should light the torch in the center. Then if I turn it, that can't be moved. That can. So let's see. You stay there. Let's see what happens if I shoot it. Okay, so that got us that torch. What does that do for us? Such a complex puzzle. I do enjoy that. I enjoy the complexity of it. Where am I trying to get? So, it'd be nice to get this one. Ah, so if I shoot over here. Got it. So, what does that bring us? I have not looked inside. Ah! So we have the same eagle mouth design to get us a weight. 2 weights to keep this open? Yes, okay. So that's 1. Then there was also something over there. Oh. Or I just need this. Okay. Oh! Haha! Okay. So I need to get fire in here. Which will be from that side of the gallery. Go. So now what? What can I light? Ah, I see. We'll need the weight over here. We'll need that as far this way as it goes to match that. Gosh, I love this style of puzzle, even though it is architecturally and physically complete nonsense. But there we go. A 3rd weight has been made available to us so that we can both exit and have 2 weights elsewhere. So I do just want to note that we have a lot of the same patterns in the architecture here. We have the fish scale meshwork in the windows or openings. We have the X and patterns of smaller and larger stones with sort of chevrons and ripples. This, though, I think is new. This sort of jagged. Like we've seen it in rugs, but not so much in the stone. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, how things are different here. And our roof even has a slightly more elaborate tiling style. Jugs are absolutely monumental. So we do find storage jugs this size buried in granaries, essentially, and feed storehouses sometimes in Greece. They're usually not meant to be out like this. They don't have flat bottoms. They have pointed ones so that they can be stuck into the earth to keep them cool and dry. That was nice. Filling our bird meter a little bit more. We've opened a new area of the temple. I'm assuming it's a temple. Is this just a new aperture from the same place? Oh yes, that's just an easy way back. So was there any more here? It doesn't look like it. Okay. I guess we've explored this place then. So, the rugs do seem pretty much the same. I expect that some places we're going to find tapestries with lizards on them. But it will be different. Oh, we've got more of these Leviathan skeletons, and this is very distinctly a mammoth skull. Here we have that same predator skull that we had before. Oh, it's got butterflies. Oh. I don't know what the deal is with the butterflies. Guess I'm supposed to chase them? Well, that was fun. Little butterfly chase. Very Zelda. The lantern lined up. Nothing? Alright, just get a butterfly lantern, I guess. So yes, so this skull, very clearly a mammoth. If you've ever seen an elephant skull or a mammoth skull, I mean, these tusks are kind of hard to mistake, but also just the general shape of it, and one presumes that this then is the mammoth spine fallen along here. But these skulls all appear to be like saber-toothed tigers, but enormous, as if they've all fallen during a hunt for the mammoth and been stripped to nothing. It's a very unusual way to find things. Oh yeah, that's definitely a pig. have something that my bird is not going to like. Maybe not. Okay, so this is clearly a shrine of Sauro. Here we have him in that sort of meditative gesture, and hung around his shoulders an offering, a knotted offering rope like you see on Japanese Buddha figures. What else? What else? What strikes me as red here is not the woods, but the steppe. Right? These cliffs. And yes, those are definitely wolves. Okay, well, there's one of the towers, but I don't have anything to offer them yet. I've only found icons of Cernos, not of Sauro. So, what about over here? Or is this just where we came in? No, this is something else. So I don't believe we've been in this structure. Oh. Hello. What are these? These are depictions of human warriors. The clothing style is very different from what we've seen in the earlier sections, and also pretty different from what we saw on those bodies. They appear to have a close wrapped style. For the arms and torso, and then sort of a flowing robe shape on the top of the torso and the skirt. There may or may not be wrappings on the legs and feet, it's hard to tell. And then a very familiar sort of covering for the face. If I can get a good view of our character, you can see that she's got this kind of head covering that it feels fairly Mongolian to me. So this is not a super familiar style to me. The clothing pattern here, I'm not entirely sure what it betokens. But they do all have swords, which is definitely a difference from the earlier areas where we distinctly had priests and lay people, and then a distinct class of warriors, many of whom bore metal armor along with their swords. So this is a very interestingly different kind of space. And oh, is this banners of... No, banners of the same image. So, oh, and look at these. So here is our follower of the one true path, right? We've seen that clothing last time. The sort of muted version of the priest robes. And these are people who follow the God Slayer. And these are the people who committed murder and arson in his name. And then we have these even more thoroughly armored figures and very medieval style plate armor that does not match this at all, and nor does it resemble too closely the armor that we saw in the earlier area. It does have a cloth veil over the face rather than an armor plate, so maybe this is the unarmored version of this type of figure. So we do have a number of them slain here alongside the followers of the one true path of the God Slayer. none of the priests with the sight, third eye that we're using here. So we could just get up here. That doesn't do anything for us. Oh, and look, we have... Right, because this is an uncleansed image of Sauro, probably. Well, yeah, maybe just of a priest, or a priest warrior, perhaps? It has these offering candles around it. But in order to actually access things, we're going to need to be able to strike there. So we're going to need a weight. And it's clearly not in the temple proper, so it's probably around the side somewhere. We do have these columns around. Although, it's not very promising. I might have to go upward. What's this? This is unusual. Check out these motifs. We have intricately carved. There's the Great Mother Eagle with the hole in her chest. That's clearly one of those lanterns like I got with the butterflies. Yeah, this game is very beautiful. If you've ever... This is the same people who made Abzu, which is another very beautiful game. And some of that team are also the folks who made Journey and Flower in those games. So this to me looks like, I mean, it's got the vertical third eye image, which is, you know, it's what's on our, what the priests use for sight, but is also associated with the Godslayer's powers, because he was once a priest. And then I have no notion what these are. They look almost like the feet of a larger figure, and then it looks like the center of this tower has been plastered over. Like there was more depicted there and it's gone. It's been painted over. Now, a lot of ancient brickwork does get plaster over it. That's not super unusual. But it is pretty unusual to find... Oops. I'm gonna have to do that again. Is pretty unusual to find it in sort of half measures like that. Bird, did you just get yourself stuck? Come on. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you, Birdie. Okay, here we go. Should be able to get my camera lined up correctly. It might not matter. There we go. We have obtained the icon of Sauro. And, well, I guess that's still there. I guess it will be cleared, theoretically, when we cleanse the area. So we've got a tower right there, so let's take it there. And up we go. Well, this tower shows marks of that too. How interesting. Oh! We need 2 icons to cleanse this tower. And there is a priest up here. Up there on the ridge, I can see the fortress where Sauro's followers made their last stand against the Pathfinder. That's the earlier name for the Godslayer. It's the Pathfinder's forces. The Pathfinder sliced through those monks as though they were made of paper. There will be no stopping his sacrilegious quest now. Okay, so we're going to need to find a second icon in order to cleanse this tower. I have a feeling that this complex of buildings will hold another one. So let's head over here. We've seen this type of pattern before, a meditation garden. The path laid out to walk from beginning to end. Oh, I don't think we walked the other one, so I guess we missed out. Unlike most meditation gardens, this appears to be on grass rather than sand. Maybe I'm just too stuck in my Japanophile ways. There's a lot to this area. It seems like it's more of a town, perhaps? Oh, this is a brand new color of textile. We haven't seen this color here before. This lovely blue-green. This is actually a... Thanks, Spirit Chrysalis. Nice to see you here. So I am going to be wrapping up soon. Hopefully as soon as I finish this tower, because I do have to go, but this green is actually a very difficult dye to get in most places. You know, it could be from a plant like an indigo or something, but its green hue rather than bluish suggests to me a turquoise or lapis, a stone origin. So we've got 2 rings here, and the target wants 3. So somewhere, aha, off to the side, we have a 3rd. But in order to get it, too far, in fact. Oops. That'll do. Now I am taking... Yes. Well, she is, in some ways, the great Mother Eagle herself, so it can't be too surprising that the eagle can do everything. I was about to say about colors and dyes, you know, turquoise, we've the stone and the color of the stone. Sort of like lapis lazuli, both of them rare and precious. Then we also get dyes and color names from those dyes for other reasons. I just started taking Farsi, the color red in Farsi is Cernos, which is the name also of a beetle that is crushed up to make red dye. Surely there are other things in this town. This is an image of a monk, properly, with the right headgear and everything. You can see his little third eye. Nothing in here. So all of these plinths must have once had monks. Actually, most of them do, all but one. I wonder if there is a monk statue to be found somewhere that my bird can lift. Well, hello, look at these. So these panels are representing more like beetle dust rather than Beetlejuice, but yes. But these panels are representing Sauro as a lizard with that sinuous curving shape that is so unlike all of this architecture other than those stairs I pointed out earlier, right? So we've had nothing but, like, Cernos' figures were very blocky. Poor people. Look, and another of those hats. And my bird likes to perch on their skulls, which is just a little disturbing. But that exceptionalism, or that's not the word I want, the exception to the rule, we have this very blocky architecture, but, and like these, you know, scale patterns, but we have these sinuous depictions of the lizard himself and the pathways around. Nothing, alas, so far. I would like to wrap this up, but I think it'd be much more satisfying if I could wrap it up by taking a tower. Pattern of semi-plastered walls is just baffling to me. I mean, as an art choice, it's fascinating because I'm not sure what they're intending other than not wanting to use the brick texture everywhere, which seems like in a game this elaborate is probably not a huge imposition to have. Oh, a round rug. Those are also very unusual because it takes a different type of loom to get a round rug. At least that's my understanding. I'm not really a textiles kind of person in terms of crafting. You want to know how to make a bronze statue? I can tell you. You want to know how to make a rug? I can point you at people who will tell you. Is this a metal table? This appears to be a metal table. That's fascinating. Oh, it might just be a very dark and shiny wood, but it's differently constructed for sure from the tables in Cernos' realm. It's got the same same leg pattern, but the edges of it are ridged instead of curved out. And this appears to be a place of monks. This up here, where down there was a place of lay people. I wonder if that means that in here is where we'll find our next... Oh, and here are those giant storage jugs again. But I wonder if that means that this is where we'll find our next marker. Our next icon. No? Not so much. It really seems odd that the only thing here was a lantern, but well, there's also the story. see those multi-sized images of Sauro there. That's actually kind of fascinating in itself. Let's go see. If there's anything out here. So this is a slightly smaller statue, and it does have that cross-hatching scale pattern. Only on the neck. Oh, and you can see that it only goes to the neck on the larger statues, too. Sauro seems to, or Sauro's worshippers anyway, it's, you know, it's always a bit hard to tell. Was this something the god asked for? Well, probably not. But you never know in these games where the gods are real. Oh my! Check this out. Speaking of dark green gemstones, here is an enormous dark green gemstone used for decoration of the giant Sauro statue, and I don't think we saw these in the other Sauro heads. Using different colored stones to make the eyes on a statue feel more alive is a technique very commonly used in Greek statuary, for example. Bridge over here. Covered in images of Sauro. This doesn't look promising. This looks like it's going to take us into, yeah, that's into the territory with red waves coming off it. But it does tell us a little bit more about this town, right? Got the main bridge at the front of the town, and then the minor bridge here in the background. Sadly, there does not appear to be much out here. Alas, but we have explored the town pretty thoroughly, so it does appear to have had a lay section supporting a monastery, and I bet that following this road will lead us to more settlements. Or at least signs like this double Sauro path, right? Will lead us to something. Something like another large complex. I haven't been quite playing. Oh, a monk with a sword through his back. That's unfortunate. They do not fight like men. Men should not move that fast, that violently. They fight with the fervor of the utterly convinced for their sakes and perhaps even ours. I hope they are right. Followers of the path attack this place. They're banners of the sinuous Sauro. knew I would not survive this night, but it was necessary to destroy my art, the pots and vases I so lovingly shaped. What cruelty asks that you destroy a man's work when you take his life? So this was not just a monastery, but a pottery? Interesting. So we haven't really seen artistic pottery. We've seen these sort of monumental pieces, yes, but they still look very much like normal storage jars. And we haven't seen any evidence of potter's wheels or anything like that. Of course, we'll need to solve some amount of puzzle. Built an aqueduct into the building. How that's drawing water from the river exactly is unclear, but it's clear that it is. And it's not impossible, right, to... Not every potter is a Jomon potter. Yes, you're right. Oh, Jomon pottery is so beautiful. If you've ever played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, that sinuous, twisty artwork that you see on all the guardians and other ancient ruins, in the shrines and stuff, that is Jomon style. Not every potter being a Jomon potter is one thing, but these are very clearly of a type, right? And they're very clearly simple. They could be more varied, more painted, any number of things, but they're not. So it's hard to say. Did that change? I'm actually not entirely sure. I can hear it. Oh! Oh! Hello. So. Yeah, so the water is being piped up through that tower somehow. Is a very doable thing, albeit not explained by the visuals we have here. Okay. Maybe we do need it down. You can use the flow of the river itself to pump it up into the pipe. No, there do not appear to be windmills here. That's just too far down now, isn't it? Let's go and take a look. Maybe I need to stand on that ledge. Or maybe this is actually the right height. It's kind of hard to say. Well, it's not going, whatever the reason. Oh no, that's the button I'm seeing, not the torch. Close here. Apologies. Ah, yes, this looks a little bit more likely. Yes, good. Okay. distance. Wait, just on a plinth this time, not actually in an eagle beak. Lit that torch. What now? I must have missed some. Ah, yes. I'll need to be below for that. There. That will get us a second weight. Here we have the more decorative style. And that's the first ladder we've seen. Up until now, it's been very hard to tell how people would get up and down these places. Like, either the stairs never existed, or perhaps they have been broken away in a way that looks more dramatic than it really is. Dramatic, more weathered. There we go. Second icon of Sauro. Now, just need to get back to the nearest tower. Wood rot, so I guess the ladders didn't last. Yeah, but it seems like it hasn't been, like, ages since this happened, since Godslayer is still alive and still working on his project. It's kind of hard to tell how long it's been. But here we go, we have cleansed one of the towers of Sauro. I like the little touch that the ridges go both ways when there are two heads. And I'm afraid that's as far as we are going to get today. I don't know if we will be doing any more Pathless streams. It'll just kind of depend on what the schedule turns out to be. But I have had a great time looking at this game. I hope that you have had a good time coming along with. Thank you so much for joining, and hey, keep learning, friends.